Knights Innovation Support Center, empowering and enabling your workforce to be successful in this new digital world. We have a very simple mission. 4 lines. Empowering your organization and our world through education. Transforming you and your business through technology. Protecting your digital assets. Protecting you against cybercrime of every form. And helping to build communities, such as your communities of stakeholders, your clients, your customers, through collaborative platforms. We have been providing technical trainers to the technical training industry since 2005, teaching Microsoft certified qualifications, Cisco certified qualifications, business qualifications. We are very proud to have been the founding member of several institutions, national institutions, part of things like the Black IT Forum, as well as a founding member of the Mitchell's Plain Chamber of Commerce. We are a Microsoft Imagine Academy. We are a Microsoft ISV partner. We are a level 1 BE company. We are a cloud service provider, an ISP, and we are the preferred vendor when it comes to SharePoint support and development for many organizations, large national organizations, especially organizations like the Drakensberg municipality, one of the largest municipalities in our country. I think what is important is to know the leadership of our organization, starting with the managing director, myself, Sean Atcham. We firmly believe in the certification process. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, and I have been for more than a decade, with a specific area of expertise around business intelligence, SQL Server, and that entire platform. I've been building database solutions since 1987. I've been building BI platforms since 1990, and I've been teaching the subject since the mid-90s as well. I'm recognized as a SQL Server and BI expert nationally, as well as through my qualifications. And I'm a member of the Mixed Seaters Community Experts panels. I've particularly been responsible for developing the new software engineering practitioners qualification for the 4th Industrial Revolution for Mixed Seater, as well as the data science qualification. I've been actively involved in developing that, and the new cybersecurity practitioners qualification. I think what's really important is to recognize that there are many organizations who are household names, who you may recognize, who rely on us to be able to help them to teach, help them to develop solutions, and help them to be able to get to market through our expertise. We want to help you in this changing world, helping you to adapt to this world which has changed so radically since the beginning of 2020, when the first incidences of the coronavirus were being identified. The world has changed irrevocably. Every graph you look at, everything you're looking at nowadays is pointing to the fact that everything is in decline. There are concerns from every angle about what our future looks like. Every country knows what it means to be locked down. And yet, in spite of that, there are many organizations who've done well in this space. Organizations like Microsoft, where Microsoft Teams has seen such a huge uptake. We've seen 2.7 billion minutes of calls and meetings in one day, on any one day in Microsoft Teams currently. We've seen 3 times the number of organizations every 6 months, tripling, moving the entire operation online, moving the entire environment into the cloud. And not just into the cloud as in being able to say, we're keeping my documents there, but taking the actual computers and saying we will rely less on the physical hardware being something which we manage, and rather let you use whatever equipment you can get, but access a virtual machine in the cloud, a VM, a virtual desktop environment, which has got all the licensing, all the software made available to each employee easily from within the cloud. We've seen Microsoft's investment in threat management just being escalated, and that is in response to the increase in COVID-19 related phishing attacks and other ransomware attacks. And so from a pure just management of the environment, we've seen Microsoft taking a very pivotal and very central role in helping us help our clients. Outside of that, when we're looking at the fun things which are happening, the music festivals that have moved online have been amazing. The amount of tiny desk little workshops that are happening, and the number of people who've been actively participating in large scale events. Microsoft Teams can cope with over 100,000 people participating at any one point in time. And there's been the surging demand for large scale digital events that people have recognized that they've been able to say, even while they're at home in lockdown, they've been able to participate in these events. Our software developer industry has flourished. People have enjoyed working from home for so long, and now they're being just given license to do that. And so your developers' productivity have remained consistent from with pre-COVID stats, but in fact, the quality of life we've seen growing, where people have recognized that they can do so much more if they can actually just stay at home and work when they need to, and be able to know they're with their family when they need to be as well. And people have started recognizing that it's not just about video conferencing. It's not just about meetings. It's much more than that. It's more than just being able to figure out how we chat and how we meet and how we collaborate. To the point that Microsoft Teams growth has seen 44 million daily users and climbing. We've seen the whole business environment change over the last year. A year ago, when we tested some of the research which was done as early as March and April and up to June last year, were pointing out how radically things are changing. Number one, we've seen organizations reporting in the doubling of the difficult calls. Yes, you've probably also called somebody and found that they've said that our staff are working from home. And that brings its own sets of frustrations. We've seen organizations having to deal with difficult customers more and more frequently. And so the question which you've got to ask you is, how are you coping with that increase in the difficult customer that you need to cope with from a remote and a virtual environment? We've seen our sales staff, the time on the road and the time in the face-to-face, mask-to-mask meetings has just plummeted. Many organizations report that has decreased down to 0% of the time that they actually need to be in front of a customer, mask-to-mask or in person, having a cup of coffee with him. We've seen that's changed the dynamics completely. So many people say at this point in time, can we please make that a virtual meeting? A year ago, only 2% of the organizations throughout the world felt that they were ready for this change. Today, not much more than that are saying that they are actually ready. There's been so much change happening, and in spite of all of that, we haven't got people ready yet to be able to say we're ready to embrace this change. We're willing to compete in this particular space. And there's so many exciting things that comes out of that. You know, we've seen an 87% increase in the number of organizations saying that they can actually deliver their goods to the curbside or to the door. So we've seen Takealot growing, Amazon growing. But more than that, the guy who sells Cook Sisters down the road, who makes it on a Sunday morning and gets picked up and delivered to other houses. We've got people providing PPE kits, toilet paper to the house. The home delivery process is almost becoming expected at this point in time. Pick and Pay, Checkers, these are all organizations who start investing heavily in the logistics of getting the goods to you so that you can go online And the big question is, it doesn't matter what your business is, whether you're selling, whether you're a florist, it doesn't matter what you're doing. The big question is, can people go to your website? Can they place an order? Can they look through the goods that you've got in the catalogue? And can they get those goods delivered to them after having made the payment, so that they don't necessarily need to actually browse through your actual physical shop? These are the things which are happening currently. And you need to be aware that this is where your business, your clients are at. This is where they're at. And the big question is, are you there? This is how the world has changed. People get up early in the morning. Sometimes they just make sure that they're wearing a collar and tie, but as you'll have noticed, many of them, if they're not going to be seen standing up, they'll need to find a way to put the best pants on. We've gotten used to having to hear the dogs barking in the background, the kids talking here and there. We don't think of it as being unprofessional any longer. We understand that people are working from home. Our families have also understood how to become a bit more professional, as it were, making sure that they make allowances for dad or mom who is currently at work, even though she's sitting in a bedroom or he's sitting in the lounge, and finding different parts of the family, finding a quiet area in the house where they can participate in their online sessions. Hearing somebody having a cup of coffee, hearing people having a life has become part of work. Our kids have had to learn to find online resources. They've met their classmates online. They've met their tutors, their lecturers online. The entire learning process, have been able to provide links to YouTube and to other sites. The whole process of getting people to know that a link is important, being able to say, how do we share these links? Out of necessity, our kids have had to learn this rapidly. And we had to learn to play online, literally playing. So we've seen so many people with choirs singing together, musicians, orchestras working together. We even had Bruce Fordyce last year challenging people to run the Comrades Marathon with him, and all they needed was a treadmill and the streaming software. And the same streaming software was similarly used by those people who challenge each other to ride a cycle marathon together, and being able to stream these marathons online where people can participate and watch, and you can actually ride segments of that marathon with him using the software to stream your entire environment. So you'd be able to cycle along a well-known route along with a group of people while without ever leaving your lounge. And we've been embarrassed more than ever online as well. Take a look at the lady on the top right hand corner who was broadcasting her new segment from her bathroom, not realizing that her husband was still naked in the shower behind her. We've all giggled when the BBC journalist was doing an interview and his little toddler escaped into the room, and then having his mother immediately afterwards rushing in to grab him to pull him out. We all felt the horror and the humiliation of having the Spanish journalist letting the world find out that he was having an affair with a colleague when she walked past in her undies in the hotel room they were at. These embarrassing, humiliating moments that we've had to learn to cope with online have become part of life. And that really is the point. This is our new reality. This, where everything is remote and remote is everything. It is in this environment that your organization needs to realize it's time to improvise, it's time to adapt, it's time to overcome. And it's in this exact space that Knights Innovation Support Center has been helping our clients, our friends, our communities to adapt and to overcome. And there are a couple of ways that we can help. There are quite a few areas. If we break them up into what's the immediate crisis, how do we help you to restart your segment of the economy? How do I help you get control over the environment you're currently in? And how do we help you to reshape for tomorrow? When it comes to the immediate crisis, we've been helping many of our small businesses and our larger clients to collaborate remotely, helping them to adjust to this new distributed selling and service environment, delivering insights to teams that need it most, helping them to deliver their own insights that they've researched to their own clients and to their environments. With regards to restarting the economy, we've helped our clients to onboard sales and service professionals. We speak very often, we're speaking with people who are experts in human talent management and helping them to identify trends to adjust to that new environment, helping them to bring on board sales and service professionals who understand how to work remotely. And we've been helping people prepare for tomorrow by teaching them to provide consistent levels of support even while working remotely, teaching them how to be able to use the tools as effectively as possible, helping them to monitor relationship health, to improve their long-term engagements, showing them how to drive meaningful actions across all channels. These are the areas where we've been helping particularly. And one of the things that we've been helping is we recognize that we are all deeply dependent on our not-for-profit organizations. And so we've been actively reaching out and providing non-profit organizations free access to the full Microsoft Office business stack. We've been hosting online webinars and driving insights into this new world environment. We've been talking to people about building the collaborative platforms and actually helping many of our clients to develop that. These are the areas that we've been doing a lot of work in over the last year and a half, educating business owners on how to get the most out of the remote working opportunities. And yes, the central theme in this is understanding the upskilling programs that are needed for you and your teams. Showing your teams how they become more productive using the full Microsoft Power Platform. And we often are having to be able to get the message across by placing them within given scenarios. So our training method and our approach is to look at scenario-based training. And wherever possible, we try and do that remotely. So this remote training approach has worked very well for us and for many other organizations as well. So our purpose then is to help to reshape your teams for tomorrow through these role-based and scenario-focused workshops. And then we sit, making sure that once we've taught somebody how to do something, we'd sit and evaluate the actual workload and say, have you implemented what we've taught you? Can we see how you've implemented? Can we see the teams you've created and channels you've used, and how have you used the technology which we've spoken about? We've been able to upskill people in bulk using Teams so that we can make sure that we bring everybody in. There's no consideration about geographical boundaries or even really time zones. Working very closely with HR, with talent managers management to make sure that we understand what the skills gaps are and to develop a modern workforce that is capable of using the benefits of all of this technology. One of the things that we do a lot of is help our clients to build collaborative platforms, both for education and for operation. We teach you and your team how to set up powerful digital sales enablement channels, helping you and your team to track all communication between clients, stakeholders, and team members. We help to track minutes. We look at being able to generate SharePoint sites and internet sites and helping people to be having a digital presence which they're confident of. Helping people to be able to use all the tools so that they can quickly become productive, quickly become effective, efficient, and profitable using these online tools. These are the areas where we've excelled in with our own clients, and where our clients are happy to give us referrals for how much we've helped them in this particular space. This is exactly the area where we'd love to help you. If you feel that you'd like just to be able to talk to us, possibly want to be able to get to participate in some of our webinars, if you are interested in the webinars, and if you've got a QR code on your phone, then hold it up to this presentation right now and just snap the webinars QR code, which will let you fill in the form for that. If you are a registered NPO and would like to get your trials and your entire environment, in fact, our NPOs don't just get it as a trial connection, they actually get it. We provide them with flat out, no holds barred Microsoft Office 365 environment for them. Maybe you've got a problem and you want like us to be able to help you solve it, in which case just use the last QR code and open up a ticket with us. If you can't use QR codes, it's fine, just visit our website, go to the contact us page, fill in the support questions, and we'll help you. Our telephone number you can get us on, the last 4 digits spells out KISC for Knights Innovation Support Center. It's 087 094 KISC. That's 5472. I really am looking forward to being able to help you. I'm looking forward to, if you've got a need that we can help you with, let us do that. Let's help you make the best of this pandemic. And afterwards as well, let's help you to grow into something that, looking back, you'd say you'd be grateful for the opportunity to have rebooted your entire business thanks to the pandemic, because maybe when we're done with this, your organization would have been much better off than you could have been if you just progressed naturally. I really am looking forward to you.